Now, what about manipulating the entire live paint object itself? Well, I've grabbed my black arrow tool, as I just said here, and now what I can do is I can drag this guy around. I can use my resize handles on all four sides and in all four corners. I'm holding down Shift here, or of course I could hold down Option and Shift to scale proportionately if I want to do that. I can also rotate this guy. As a matter of fact, any of my regular transform commands that I would find underneath my object menu or the equivalent tools in the toolbox I can use on live effects. So you can have all kinds of fun transforming and manipulating your live objects. I'm just going to undo my last few steps here. I'm going to go back to where I was. Now, what if I want to work in more detail inside my live paint group? Well, I'm going to highlight it here again with the black arrow tool, and then take a look up on your control bar. There's a button right here, top center, Isolate Selected Group. I'm going to click on this guy. And what happens here, this again might be a bit of a mental stretch for you. We are now inside the live paint object. What do I mean by that? Well, take a look up at the top of your screen and you can see this gray bar, and then way over in the top left, live paint group, there I am. I can click on this back arrow, exit isolated group. That takes me back to regular old Illustrator. So again, it's kind of an odd concept. However, if you have worked with Flash before, we can see that there's a lot of Flash crossover happening here. It's exactly the same concept. In Flash, I could go into a symbol and isolate that symbol and work just in that symbol, just like I can highlight my live paint group here, go up to this isolate button up at the top, click on it. Now I'm working only inside this shape. Here's a faster way to work if you want. I'm going to exit out again just by double-clicking anywhere in some white space here. That takes me out. How do I know? The gray bar disappeared. If I want to go back in, highlight your shape with your black arrow tool and double-click on it. That takes you into this isolation mode, if you want to call it that. And now let's take a look at some of the other things that we can do to our live paint object.